What's going on, everyone? So yesterday, this report was going around, making its rounds from David Pingalore. He said, hearing from NBA peeps, King James is the top of the Lakers list to trade the 39-year-old. Pelinka is looking for the right team to dance with and is close to a suitor. LeBron James and AD are both out tonight. And the Lakers ended up beating the Boston Celtics, which was incredible. Now, David threw this out there. People are just losing their minds over it, breaking the internet, right? Now, David, you may be asking, who is this guy? It's not Woj, it's not Shams, it's not anything like that. He is a pretty credible reporter. He's the guy that was reporting LeBron James back to the Cavs like 2 years before he ended up going back to the Cavs and said he's going to leave Miami, he's going to go to Cleveland. That was some big news, and he was credited for that. Another big thing was when Woj, Shams, and everybody was talking about Kawhi Leonard was going to the Lakers. He was one of the only ones that was like, it's not true. It's not going to happen. He never had the Lakers in his options. It was always the Clippers. He's going to the Clippers. He's going to the Clippers, and had a ton of tweets and stuff about him going to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard ultimately went to the Clippers. So there is a level of credibility, which is why so many people are running with it, why I've chose to talk about it. It's not just some random guy over on Twitter, right? But if I'm being honest, I don't believe it. It's one of those things where I'll believe it when I see it. Now, nothing in the NBA would surprise me. If LeBron James goes to the front office and says, hey, I need you to trade me, guess what? They're going to trade him, right? Because they're not going to run the risk of him leaving in the offseason. And I know a lot of people have said, well, LeBron always honors his contracts. He always this, that, and the other. I get that, but LeBron has also never been 39 years old in year 21. Things change. And even from a Lakers standpoint, if the Lakers feel like he might leave, don't you think they'd want to get something back rather than nothing for him, right? Especially when they have Anthony Davis. And that is what I want to talk about in this video. And of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comments below. Also, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. But let's assume the Lakers do trade LeBron James, right? Whatever it is, whatever team you prefer, let me know in the comments. Question is, should the Lakers look to trade Anthony Davis? So Anthony Davis would become trade eligible on February 6th, right in time for the trade deadline. And it is very possible that the Lakers go, okay, well, if we're going to trade LeBron James, might as well trade AD too, or AD even asks out, right? If LeBron James ends up getting traded, maybe Anthony Davis is like, you know what, like, I don't want to be here. I wanted to be here with LeBron as long as LeBron was here. I'm ready to start a new destination, right? Or maybe the Lakers look at it and go, man, yeah, we could get a solid return, but like, what does the LeBron return look like? Look, LeBron is still playing like a top 10 player. He's been the most efficient he's been in years, but he's still 39 in year 21. How many teams are lining up to trade the farm for LeBron James at this stage of his career? Now, if this was age 27 LeBron or even age 29 LeBron, then I think you'd get 3 superstars and 12 first-round picks for that LeBron. But it's not that LeBron. So to me, I think trading Anthony Davis personally would come down to what is the return for LeBron, right? So for example, let's say he goes to Cleveland and you land Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and like a first-round pick or maybe 2 firsts. At that point, I wouldn't look to trade Anthony Davis, right? Because now you could tell Anthony Davis like, hey, we just got you your point guard for now and the future. Both of these guys are extremely young. You now get to move to the power forward position. So now you get to go to the position that you want because LeBron James isn't here to play the 4. So now you get to go be the 4. Jared Allen at the 5. You have Jared Vanderbilt at the 3. Austin Reeves maybe at the 2. And then Darius Garland at the point, right? And now this is your team. You got your point guard for now and the future, right? A guy that is an all-star level point guard. And you got, a center that can play alongside you and help lessen some of the burden for you. And you can kind of focus on being the superstar, right? And then I would pitch to him, now we still have D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent's contract. We still have Austin Reeves technically that we could trade. And now we have our first, a pick swap, 3 seconds, and 2 more firsts from the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that's a lot that you can now package to maybe go get another piece or several and still maybe try to contend for a chip. Or you can pitch to Anthony Davis and go, hey, yeah, we got this. Let's run it the way it is right now. And then in the offseason, we would have, or maybe you do like a small trade for D'Lo, right? And let's say you trade one of the Cavs first, right? You do D'Lo, one of the Cavs first, and you go get, I don't know, some complimentary pieces, whatever. Insert a player that you'd like, right? And maybe now the Lakers go, okay, we have this core, it's nice, and we have a bunch of tradable contracts, and now we have like 4 first-round picks at come draft day. We can go get that other superstar for you, right? If a superstar becomes available, boom, now we're in the conversation. Because now we have pieces, and we could even trade Austin Reeves if we needed to. So we have Austin Reeves, we have Rui Hachimura, we'd even have Jared Vanderbilt if the star is the right star, right? And we'd have 4 first-round picks to try to get this deal done. So maybe if it'd be kind of funny if Donovan Mitchell did become available, right? LeBron and Mitchell don't work out. But, look, every year there's a superstar or some type of star-level player that wants out and becomes available, right? It's a very real possibility. And maybe the Lakers could look to go and acquire that said star. And it's like, okay, now we got Darius Garland, insert star, Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, and a Jared Allen. Boom, let's go contend for championships now for the next 5 years, rather than just like year by year, what LeBron are we getting type thing, right? Something like that, I think you could convince Anthony Davis to stick around. This is your team. You're the guy. This is why you re-sign. This is why you sign a long-term deal, right? So that way you could be here. Now, if the deal was something like a Warriors trade where you're getting like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, say you're getting two first-round picks and, you're taking on Chris Paul's contract to match salaries. Something like that, I think would be hard to convince Anthony Davis to stick around. Because at that point, it's like, okay, you just basically traded LeBron for a rebuild package. Yes, Jonathan Kuminga has star potential, but how long does it take for him to get there, right? And now Jonathan Kuminga is probably best at the 4, so I got to stay at the 5. Do I really want to be a 5 my entire tenure here? I was okay being the 5 while LeBron's here, but is he going to want to do that with Jonathan Kuminga? And then on top of that, it's like you got all these young guys now, right? I need another really true superstar, another star to be my co-pilot, whatever. And in that case, I could see Anthony Davis maybe going like, hey, why don't you trade me? Which, Lakers hitting the reset button. You got a guy in Jonathan Kuminga who has star potential. Max Christie, I really like. I think Max Christie has a ton of potential. Moses Moody looks like he could be a real player in the NBA. You'd still have like guys like Jared Vanderbilt, who's still very young, Rui Hachimura, right? And you can kind of hit that reset button, look to retool, right? And just start stacking picks, right? Especially for Anthony Davis. Because Anthony Davis has a 4-year deal coming up, and you'd have control over him, and he's a guy that basically every team in the league would love to have. So you could probably get a insane return for him because he's still young enough to where, he's not 34 or something like that, where it's like, all right, well, how many more years do you have left? By the time his contract's up, he's 38. No, the time his contract's up, he'd be 34. So, and if he's playing the way that he's been playing this year, then it makes a ton of sense for a lot of teams. Now, the other thing you could do is kind of like the middle ground, where let's say you do a Warriors trade, you get Chris Paul, you get Jonathan Kuminga, you get Moses Moody, and you get 2 firsts, right? Well, now you could say like, okay, well, we're not going to trade Kuminga, but we could take like Moses Moody, D'Angelo Russell. We have 4 firsts now, or 3 firsts and a pick swap. Or even in the offseason, you'd have several, now you'd have like 6 firsts and a pick swap, or 5 firsts and a pick swap. And you could kind of go that route, or you can make a push come the trade deadline, maybe then go get DeJounte Murray, right? And say, hey, well, we have like Chris Paul's contract, so we could take Murray and another piece and kind of work something. right? That way you get the expiring contract in Chris Paul because you don't want D'Lo's contract. And then we'll give you, 2 firsts, a pick swap. And instead of like a Jalen Trofino, we'll give you like a Moses Moody, right? And give us, DeJounte Murray and DeAndre Hunter, something like that, where you get like, a 6'8", guard forward that could play multiple positions, still young. You could have some upside, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, so yeah, at least you're staying young. You're staying the course. But now you got that other all-star level guy with DeJounte Murray, right? And then maybe you could take D'Lo and go flip him to, there's teams like Orlando that may be interested. Maybe get some young guys from them. Or maybe you're going and getting some vets from a team like the Brooklyn Nets where, maybe you're getting a Royce O'Neal and a Dorian Finney-Smith, right? There you go. Now you got a bunch of depth. You got a bunch of talent, right? You could have a starting 5 of like DeJounte Murray, Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jonathan Kuminga, and Anthony Davis, right? Again, I don't think that wins a championship, but you are headed in a good direction, right? And then you're just waiting for that superstar to become available and maybe make a push. Maybe that's what you're trading Reeves for. Maybe you're packaging like Reeves, Rui, or you probably trade Rui in the Nets deal. But let's say you take Reeves, Gabe Vincent, and whatever else, and you're packaging that to go get the other star, right? Or maybe depending on what star it is, right? Maybe you're taking Kuminga also, right? Like what if like a Joel Embiid becomes available and you keep DeJounte Murray, and it's like, well, okay, we could give you for Joel Embiid, we could give you Austin Reeves, Jonathan Kuminga, whatever else, and then like 4 first-round picks, right? Maybe that's something that could be competitive with some of the other teams that may trade. Again, just using him as an example, that's definitely an alternative. But ultimately, if I'm the Lakers, I would try to keep Anthony Davis. Because one, Anthony Davis is the star that is going to attract other stars, right? And again, if you could get like a Darius Garland, a Jared Allen, along with an Anthony Davis, then I think there will be a star out there that's like, man, Garland, me, Vando, Anthony Davis, and Jared Allen, let's go. Or even if you did do like a Kuminga and all that stuff, it's like, man, just imagine what me and Anthony Davis could do. Somebody like a Luka or something. It's like, man, me and Anthony Davis could probably win a chip together type thing, right? Maybe something like that happens. Again, just you keep Anthony Davis because he is very likely the piece that ends up attracting the other star. And you're LA, and you're the Lakers, and you have the beach, the sunset, the sun, the women, the nightlife, all that. Like you have everything, right? Stars always want to go to the Lakers. So, but how many stars want to go to the Lakers if they're the only star? Now, it's like, man, again, like even if you got like say a Kuminga, and say you ended up when all is said and done with like a Kuminga, DeJounte Murray, and then you had a bunch of pieces to go get another star. It's like, oh man, DeJounte Murray, me, Davis, that's maybe the best big 3 in the league, right? Like that is something that could potentially happen. But anyway, as always, again, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you like the idea of trading AD if you end up trading LeBron? Do you think no if you trade LeBron? Keep AD? Do you think it depends on what the return is? Again, how do you feel? What your thoughts are? I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.